Welcome to Gayatri's Cook Spot. I am Gayatri Kumar and today I'll show you how to make the beautiful eggless chocolate fudge cake. This tastes like a cross between a fudgy brownie and a light chocolate cake and it tastes so amazing. First, let us start with preheating oven. It's 160 degrees centigrade for minimum 15 minutes. The ingredient list is given in the description box below. Please take a look. First, let us melt chocolate and butter in a bowl. Okay, so this chocolate can be dark chocolate, it can be milk chocolate, or you can also use compound or couverture. I'm adding milk and powdered sugar to the butter and chocolate. It's better to add powdered sugar because granulated sugar will take a long time to mix thoroughly. Okay, you can also heat this in a saucepan just on your stove and wait until everything melts to form a creamy mix. Otherwise, you can microwave the mixer on high for 30-second intervals. If you do it 3 or 4 times, the batter will become creamy and it's so good, like it's so shiny to look at. So this is how the final melted butter and chocolate should look like. Now to this we'll be adding coffee to enhance chocolate flavor, but you can also omit coffee if you don't want it. I'll be adding coffee decoction from South Indian filter coffee, but if you have instant coffee powder, you can just add 2 teaspoons to it. Coffee will not actually affect the flavor of chocolate, but it will enhance the flavor of chocolate. So if you have coffee, add it to the batter, it tastes wonderful. Once everything is mixed properly, add in the curd. Curd is the egg substitute here, but if you want to add egg, just skip curd and add one egg instead. Okay, nicely beat it and add it and immediately stir into the hot mix. Okay, now let us keep it aside and mix the dry ingredients. To maida or all purpose flour, add cocoa powder. So this is raw cocoa powder. You can also add Dutch processed cocoa powder, which will give you a darker shade in your final cake. Okay, to that we're adding baking soda and baking powder. Again, the ingredients quantities are all in the description box below. Please take a look when you are trying the recipe. So these are the dry ingredients. Now we'll whisk everything together to mix evenly the baking powder and baking soda. Add it to the liquid ingredients we have prepared earlier, and then we're going to whisk the batter a little. Okay, so while whisking the batter, don't whisk it until everything is thoroughly combined, because over mixing will make your cake really done. So I'll stop at 60 or 70% of mixing, and then I'll use my spatula to fold in the batter gently to finish the batter. Okay, now the batter may look lumpy, but no worries, it will be fine. Just make sure that there are no dry ingredients left in the bowl. All the dry ingredients should be incorporated with the wet ingredients. Okay, now we're going to transfer this into a baking pan. I'm using a 7 inches square cake tin. You can also use an 8 inches round cake tin for the same quantity of batter. Just pour it into the prepared cake tin. I have lined it with parchment paper so that your cake will come easily out of the tin. Okay. Now smoothen the top of the batter and we're going to bake the cake. So we're not adding anything because we'll be actually decorating it with ganache. Now bake this cake for 35 to 40 minutes. Just depending upon oven, the time will vary. So keep a look on that. Now check the cake with the toothpick and see if nothing sticks to the toothpick. Okay, otherwise it needs more baking. Now flip the cake onto the wire rack, remove the parchment paper and allow it to cool completely. Once it is cool, we will wrap it in cling film and set it in fridge. Only the next day we'll be using the cake or serving the cake. Okay, it should be chilled. And now let us make the ganache. mix together Amul fresh cream and chocolate, dark chocolate. Microwave it on high for 20 to 30 seconds, and then just keep mixing it until the chocolate and cream melts together and forms this creamy ganache. Again, will not be using the ganache on the same day. So once it is cool, cover it with cling film and set it aside overnight. So next day, just transfer it to a piping bag and use it for decorating. Okay. Now this is an ice cold cake. It's straight out of fridge. Only then it will not crumble when you slice the cake. Okay. It will be hard, but it's okay. Now while slicing, you can see that there are no crumbs and you get very neat slices. So it is better to cut a cake when it is nice and firm. After that, you just bring it to room temperature before serving the cake. Okay. Now you can slice it either into 16 equal portions or 12 equal portions depending upon the size of the cake you want and according to the number of servings you want. I have also transferred the ganache to a piping bag, and now just be creative. Whatever you want, you can just do, or you can just pour everything on top and use a knife or a spatula to just spread it out. You do it however you like it. So this looks really beautiful, and every single slice will have a nice little design on top. And to add to this, you can add more sprinkles, chocolate balls, chocolate vermicelli, anything you want, you can add to it. I'm just adding some tiny chocolate balls on top. It gives you a nice crunch when you bite into the cake. Now let this cake come to room temperature before serving for your guests. Okay, so you just need to plan it accordingly. It's a really soft and light cake, but when you eat it, you will feel the fudge like texture inside your mouth. And if you like the recipe, please give it a like and share it in comments.